And I'm sick and tired of listening to people that are insulting our intelligence. I can assure you today that if all the European nations do away with their armies, that's the day we also do away with the Namibian Defense Force. Now, we may argue that, of course, Namibian Defense Force is not strong enough to stand up against armies the type of America and so on. But equally, our country is also not strong enough to compete against economies of America and so on. So to our business people, our companies are also small, they can also not compete. So do we do away with Namibia as a nation? Or do we do away with our small companies? Why should it be that Namibia should do away with the defense force because we cannot fight American arms and so on? Now, in fact, the failed coup in Equatorial Guinea the other time, remember 2004, was financed, organized by British financiers. The same thing happens in Chile during the Allende period. The coup was financed by IT&T. So if private business people are involved in the overthrow of legitimately elected governments, why should we not have our own defense force? In fact, the other day, we were listening to the news. Trump went to Europe. He was telling the Europeans, in fact, more specifically, the Germans, to increase their defense budget. Why is it done? So, of course, we may not be able to fight these big countries, but of course, we also not want to be vulnerable to bands of missionaries that will come here to overthrow our governments. So, the other thing is when we look at the primary functions of government. Primary functions of government, the first item that you'll see is provide security to its people. The other day, Honorable Benani was speaking about trimming government or reducing their cabinet positions. But he never, defense was not among those that were going to get a cut. Right? He still repeated it, he still maintained in his cabinet once he was moved out. Now, the other thing also that you need to remember is that taxes, historically taxes used to be collected by soldiers, not by the Ministry of Finance. And the only reason why people today are paying taxes is not because the law says so, it's because it can be forced by soldiers. Now, you may say, no, of course, the police are enough to do that. They can go and collect and enforce the collection of taxes. The only reason why police can go and collect taxes is because they have their own reinsurer, which is the Namibian Defense Force. So if you are serious about this debate, we should not even talk about transforming them into a border guard. Why? Because border guarding is already part of their duty. If you're serious about not wanting to waste money on defense, just do away with defense. Don't really get into border guards. And then you can continue with the economy to see what will happen. Thank you very much.